welcome back to another quick take for the Allison Sports podcast series. I'm Shane Wynn, joined here by Shane Arman, who is a golf fanatic, and that's what we're talking about today. So Shane, yesterday we're watching the 2023 PGA Championship. They're playing at Oak Hill in Rochester, and Michael Block is 46 years old. This guy's a club pro playing out of Mission Viejo, doing golf lessons there. He's playing. He's in the final round. This is yesterday. He's at the 15th hole. That's a par 3. He's playing alongside Rory McIlroy. He steps up to the tee and he takes a swing. Gonna break it down?
Yeah, so he had a 9-iron in his hand. Ball's on a really good flight, and all of a sudden you see on the broadcast the ball just disappears, and there's this crowd reaction, and he kind of looks around and he's confused and doesn't really know what's going on. Tips his cap. Rory McIlroy, who he's playing with, comes up and gives him a hug, and he's like, did that just go in the hole? And there were subsequent replays, I think at least 6 or 8 of them on the broadcast. The ball went directly into the hole, didn't even bounce a couple times, slam dunked it, even ruined part of the cup, and he was just in awe of that moment.
Yeah, as was everybody in the stands. I don't think I've ever heard, not even when Tiger Woods finished the Masters, several years ago. I don't think I've ever heard a crowd that loud for that sustained period of time. I mean, literally, it was like nothing but net, but there's no net because it's a fraction of the size of a basketball hoop and from hundreds of yards out. It's just absolutely incredible. I replayed it several times myself because my eyes weren't really believing what I was seeing. It's just absolutely incredible. And like a storybook ending for this guy too. I mean, he's like the most he's ever won, I think, in a game is like $75,000. He ties for 15th yesterday, walks away with almost $300,000. It automatically qualifies him for the PGA Championship next year and plus, right?
Yeah, it's just a really amazing story. And if you take a step back, the PGA Championship is one of these unique events where club pros get to come out and play with the big guns at one of the biggest tournaments of the year. And this guy came out and did it and shot even par the first 3 days. He's getting live talkbacks as he's walking down the fairway with Scott Van Pelt on Thursday. And then on Saturday, he's talking to Jim Nantz live on television. And this is a guy who he just goes about his business. He's got 2 kids and a dog, and he gives lessons for $125. And now he's an international superstar. This guy who is the 3rd best ever finish in a major. And the coolest part about it, though, is he's just a normal everyday guy. After the 3rd round, he said he was going to his local pub to have an IPA, and he doesn't even care. He doesn't want to play on the tour. He's like, this is the best moment of my life, the best week of my life. And he's just an everyday guy. And I think that's something that everyone can rally around. What other professional sport do you see just an everyday guy come out there and compete with the big guns?
I mean, there's so many people that play the sport of golf at an amateur level that are really, really good that, this is like the dream they wake up with and go to bed with is that moment, and then some. You mentioned that he's doing golf lessons for $125 a lesson. The reporting is that the first thing his wife said to him was, you're going to have to start charging more for those lessons.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got a couple pretty good tips to give to any of his students at this point, given that performance.
I can't imagine the PGA as an organization being capable of being any happier than it was yesterday afternoon.
It's the best case scenario. And we got the US Open next, where any old public player can come and try to qualify through their local clubs. So who knows? We could have another one coming up over Father's Day where we see an everyday person come. But this is pretty rare and pretty incredible to see.